This episode is sponsored by ZocDoc. Being an adult is all fun and games until it comes to making your own doctor's appointment. It is like the worst thing, the thing I fear most in the world is making my own doctor's appointments until I found out about ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/Exes to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Exes. And one more time, that's ZocDoc.com/Exes. This episode is sponsored by Hinge. Hinge is the dating app designed to be deleted. A lot can change in a year. A lot. Take it from me. So much can change in a year. I know the holidays are crazy, but I hope you take some time to reflect on your dating life in 2024. Decide what things you liked, what things you didn't, and change and create and set your intentions for 2025 and how you're going to date in the new year. Refresh your Hinge profile or download Hinge and set your 2025 dating intentions now. Okay, hi guys. Welcome back to Exes and O's. I'm your host, Shannon Beveridge. Just doing a quick intro for y'all. Catching you up on my life, as I like to do at the very beginning of my episodes. A couple things just to get out of the way. This merch, my Exes and O's hat, is currently on sale. It's like first come, first serve, whatever is left is left. But that's nowthisliving.shop. The link will be below. There also is some of my Friend of Dorothy stuff still available. And if you're quick and order now, it might be to you before Christmas. So I would go look into that. Also, just selling my soul to you guys right now. But this is a huge deal to me. I'm so excited. I really, truly cannot believe that I'm going on tour in 2025. I will be on tour. I will be visiting a city near you, possibly. And even more possible now because I've added 2 new shows to my list. I'm going to Vancouver, I'm so excited. I've never been to the west coast of Canada in my life, so I'm so stoked to see and be and check it out. I also am going to Dallas, Texas, which was a huge request. I'm like born and raised Dallas, Texas girl, and it wasn't originally on my tour list at all as a location to go to, and so many of you asked, and now I'm going to Dallas because you guys asked, which is crazy. It's manifestation. You ask and you shall receive. So yes, I will be going to Dallas. I'll be going to Vancouver. And you guys sold out my Toronto show so fast that we upgraded that venue. So it's a bigger venue now. So if you had looked at Toronto and it was sold out, you can check again and you might be able to get a ticket to go. Please come see me on tour. It's going to be such a good time. And I really genuinely do believe there's so much power in queer spaces, and if you are looking for friends in your city or you are looking for even like a girlfriend, truly, honestly, come to my tour. Meet people, meet friends, meet community that is like you. I think that is the thing I'm most excited for, is just for y'all to get to meet each other and obviously to meet me, and I'm going to have so much fun with you, but like the actual impact of making friends at an event like that. And I know it happens all the time at concerts. And I think like at a live podcast recording, I hope that will be even like more encouraged because it is so based on talking. And I hope you guys will talk to each other. So anyway, I hope you will come to my tour. All of the links to all of that is below. Also, my Patreon links are below. If you're not subscribed to my Patreon, sometimes I sell things or tell people about stuff on there early. And also there is an advice episode on there from this episode of the podcast. There will be an episode from me and Brett's podcast on there. Also, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 99% sure that Becca will have uploaded her episode of her podcast the day before this on Tuesday. And so if you haven't seen, or if you have seen, or if you haven't seen, it is kind of like us explaining how we are breaking up, why we're breaking up, that we're breaking up in general. Yes, if you have questions about that, I think you should go watch the episode. I think we answer them, and I do think I think it might also be interesting to you because this episode today is with Brett Neustrom, who's one of her very good friends, and Becca was here when we recorded it. And yes, we actually had already started breaking up. It's a synopsis to give just my followers if you haven't gone to see her episode yet. We're breaking up because of like future things. And I'm in LA until the 20th, and then I'm going to New York for Christmas and I'm staying there. So we've been spending time. That's why I'm kind of saying we're breaking up, because it's like we know we are going to break up, but we've been spending time together and like talking through things, processing things. I believe in a beautiful, healthy way, and like and I guess like when we sat down to have the conversation that we had that led to us breaking up, we weren't necessarily thinking we were about to break up. So it could have been a very abrupt, scary thing, but instead we're like talking through things and making sure both of each other, like that we understand each other and also like feel loved by each other, because we're not breaking up for a lack of love or because anything crazy happened, which I can't believe I'm going through another public breakup, which I'm sure, yeah, whatever. At this point, I feel like that's just the reality of, it is just reality. Relationships go one or two ways. You get married or you break up. In a very traditional old school way of thinking, that does seem to be the options. So anyway, crazy of us to share the podcast episode that we did on her channel, because it is very raw, because literally we are currently processing a breakup. Anyway, my point is, she is here during this episode. You'll hear her off to the side while I'm interviewing and talking to Brett. And I just want you guys to know we did know we were breaking up then too. So it is like all good and silly and lighthearted. It's not like an awkward, like, oh my God, I can't believe she was there and now they're broken up. Like, Becca is literally actually here at my house right now editing. So we are spending time together. We are ending things on a very amicable, very good, very like healthy, hoping to be friends way. But yes. So I hope you guys will stick along and see the ride that comes from a breakup. I'm sure I will be talking about it on the podcast, and how could I not? A podcast about relationships and sex, it's going to come up. So we will see. Obviously, the beginning of a breakup is like such a whirlwind and then it can stay a whirlwind. You never know. But I'll be processing in a very respectful way, but like sharing that journey as I do. And I hope that it is helpful in some way. I hope that you realize, even in sharing on her podcast, like I just, at this point, I feel like me and Becca really agree and align on being vulnerable and like being like ourselves, and we share a lot of things that like maybe not everyone would, or maybe they would, I don't know. But I think it's important to share these things because it is just, that is real life stuff. And from someone who's gone through public breakup before, I believe in my heart some of the worst parts of those breakups have been like the speculation and like the comments and stuff when you're kind of in between of announcing that you've broken up, and people just like being like, oh my God, what happened? Did anyone else notice? And like seeing that discourse and not being in control of it. I hate that feeling so much. And so Becca and I sitting down and doing the podcast together, we both hope will take that away. And also like, yeah, I think we both are also the type of people who, like, if you follow an internet couple, you're like, okay, what happened? Tell us. Like, we're like kind of like, we want you to tell us. So I guess we're kind of like, we'll just tell y'all, especially because obviously there are so many sad feelings around it, but like, there is no bad person. There is not even a breaker upper in our story. It's kind of just like, okay, we have to call a spade and protect ourselves and protect the ability to have a friendship and like our relationship was going down a road where there could have become resentment and animosity, and we wanted to stop it before that happened. So anyway, you can go watch her episode. We are breaking up. She is in this episode today, and that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess, sometimes. Yeah. Okay. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I love Brett so much. He's so funny, and I think he's so silly. I think this is such a silly episode. Hopefully more silly episodes to come. Silly, serious, and all the things in between. Love y'all. We can just jump right in with a very casual conversation. You don't know what a dental dam is?
No, not even
but
at all.
You've heard the word, right?
No.
You've never heard of a dental dam?
I've heard dental and dam separately, but I've never... Well, now I know it's something condom related, but I would have been my last guess.
Yeah. Well,
dental dam? Okay. Becca said it was you put it on your mouth. It's a sheet. You said sheet condom, put on your mouth, and that's where...
Becca's here, a live audience member, and she's saying we don't use dental dams, which we don't. But no, so it's like a sheet of condom. You don't put it on your mouth.
But what does a sheet of condom look like? Like a jelly sheet.
Literally think of a condom, and then imagine you cut it open and laid it flat. And it's just like a flat sheet.
So kind of like a fruit by the foot,
yes,
that sheet?
Literally, like a fruit, fruit by the foot. Exactly.
Fruit roll up,
no,
right?
Fruit by the foot. Fruit roll
up because it's the one that, fruit roll up
exactly.
sheet over your mouth.
But you don't put it on your mouth, you lay it on the vagina. Okay. Something crashed out there. That was perfect timing.
Okay, so it just lays there?
You lay it there so that someone can go down on you.
Okay. So it's like a protective, covering?
Yeah. People use it. I mean, yeah. But it's kind of like the same thing. I feel like people don't really wear a condom and give a blowjob.
Yeah.
But that's the concept.
Okay. Damn, I want to know how many people are using these things.
I do too. Are you
we
guys
should
using
look that
dental
up.
dams?
Comment down below if you're using. Is it dam?
Dam, like DAM.
Okay.
Dental dam.
Dental dam.
Like it's a barrier between you.
Okay.
That's the dam, I think.
Do they just have these at CVS? I kind of want to just get one for experimental purposes.
I know. I've only ever seen one at a vagina monologue. Do you know what that is? It sounds like I'm
Is it spoken word poetry, but about vaginas?
It is kind of.
Okay.
It's like a play. It's like a...
Oh, I feel like I've heard something of the sort.
They do it at colleges and stuff, but it's like a play that I'm not actually sure. I went to one time in college, and they gave out condoms and they gave out dental dams.
Okay.
And I was like, what the fuck is this?
What is the context of or the content of a vagina monologue?
I think it's little monologues, and I don't know if they're pre-made and the same everywhere you go, or if it's each person. Rebecca, do you know what a vagina monologue is?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Damn. Becca?
I thought it was a play that people just talk about. Is it already written or is it different?
That's what I don't know either. Becca's saying she doesn't know if it's already written or if it's different every time. I don't know, but. Anyway.
If you smell that, I genuinely cannot stop burping in a scary way. And I just had short rib, Korean short rib from Air One. And I know it smells so bad and I'm humiliated.
I can't smell them.
Okay, so that's just the one preface. But if you do smell short rib, unfortunately it's coming from me. So let's just get that out of the way. Then
where is it coming from?
A third party.
Okay, wait. How do you say that word? EREWHON.
Wait, sorry, one more time. Erewhon?
Yeah.
Erewhon. What do you say?
Apparently I say it wrong. I say Erewhon. One. The number one.
Oh.
But it's Erewhon.
Is it nowhere backwards? Is that the...
That's what people are saying, but the
what
letters
does that
are
even
wrong.
mean? People just say shit these days. What
not.
Is that?
People do just say shit. Anyway, I can't say it right. And... Also, hi.
Hi. Thanks so much for having me. This is a gorgeous studio.
Oh my God, welcome
I'm so happy to be in the bed.
The bed. The infamous. One of my favorite things about Becca, okay, for those of you who don't know, Brett is one of Becca's very good friends. But one of my favorite things about Becca is when we talk about her friends, I'll be like, what does Sodi do for work? And Becca literally, she'll be like, it is too late for me to ask. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like I know y'all's friends so well, but then at the same time, I'm
You
like,
have no idea what career.
I'll be like, yes. I'll be like, where's so-and-so from? She's like, I
Can't
should
tell you.
know, and
Yeah.
it's too late for me to ask. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess the work is for me to do. But I'm glad that you're here because I feel like we talk, but I don't know
Yeah, we
that
haven't gotten
much
into
about
it before.
you.
Yeah.
I know you're from Iowa.
Yes.
How was growing up gay in Iowa? Do you care what we...
You can say it.
I say
really
gay
don't
as
care.
like an umbrella term.
Yeah,
personally.
no, I'm not like offended by any terms. Honestly, I like didn't even come to terms. Well, I didn't like feel like I genuinely was not like attracted to men until I was in college. So it was like very normal.
Were you like dating girls in high school?
Yeah,
Where'd you go to college? Iowa too?
University of Iowa, and
Nice.
that was kind of like the turning point. I was in love with my best friend from college. I'm like getting right into it. I like haven't like, ever like publicly talked about it. But I was in love with my best friend in college, which I didn't realize at the time. I was just like, oh yeah, he's fucking sick. Like we have
Yeah.
so much fun together. Like what? And then after college, I was like, oh wait, I'm in love with him. That's kind of why I'm obsessed with him. But also he's great too as just like a standalone friend.
Isn't he also like gorgeous?
Yeah, he's drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like
I'm like, I
literally
feel like-
stunning.
I'm like, I think I could be in love with him.
Yeah, no, anyone could be in love with him. But so that was kind of like,
Yeah.
oh shit. And I was already like in LA
when you were like actually starting to be like, maybe I'm not straight.
Yeah.
Wow. And you like, this episode is sponsored by ZocDoc. Being an adult definitely has its perks. You can do what you want when you want. You can order the food you want when you want it. You can do your laundry when you want or when you don't want. You don't have to do it. You can put it off. One of the most daunting things about being an adult for me was always booking my own doctor's appointments. It feels so scary, but then thanks to this podcast, I now know about ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. I'm talking about in-network appointments with over 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, from eye care to skin care, and so much more. Plus, ZocDoc appointments typically happen fast, between 24 and 72 hours after booking, and sometimes you can even score same day appointments. So stop putting off your doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/exes to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/exes. And one more time, that's ZocDoc.com/exes. This episode is sponsored by Hinge. Hinge is the dating app designed to be deleted. The holidays are coming up. I know they're going to be so crazy no matter what you do, whether you're traveling or you're at home or you're with family. There's sure to be drama. There's sure to be just a lot happening. But I hope you take time in all of that madness to reflect on your dating in 2024. What did you like? What didn't you like? What has changed in this year for you? And does your dating profile still reflect who you are now at the end of 2024 going into 2025? Did you get a haircut? Do you still have the same opinions? Do you think your prompts still really reflect how you feel right now? Because I feel like it's a good time to go back and make sure that it looks the way that you feel. If I could give you any tip for your Hinge profile, I would say make sure that you have something humorous in there, something that lets someone else slide in and create like a date based off something you've said. Give someone like an in to getting to know you, and make sure that it just really reflects who you are, so that whatever the person chooses as the in makes sense to what you're feeling still now at the end of the year compared to maybe at the beginning of the year when you made this, or when's the last time you even updated it. Definitely go double check. Make sure you refresh your Hinge profile today, or download Hinge and set your 2025 dating intentions now. This episode is sponsored by Shopify. Some of y'all might know, but I've used Shopify since the very beginning of my business. Literally the first thing I ever sold, I sold on Shopify. And my business has grown immensely since then, like from the beginning, from the very first thing I ever sold to like 5 people to today. And it's remained the best platform for me. It's grown with me, and I can't recommend another platform best. Like Shopify has always been the business behind my business, because businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Shopify is home to the #1 checkout on the planet, and Shop Pay boosts conversion to up to 50%, which means that way less carts go abandoned and sales go way up. If you're growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout I use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/exes, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/exes to upgrade your selling today. And one more time, that's shopify.com/exes. What's Iowa culture around queerness? Like, is it super backwards or no?
Literally, like, I just feel like I was so uneducated. Like, I feel like no one, like, knew. I was something so funny. We were watching High School Musical the other day, and Ryan, who's, like, obviously just gay as hell. Like, there's, like, no way around it. Like, he's just, like, gay man.
Yeah.
But, like, I remember, like, watching it back in the day, and I was like, oh, you mean the guy with the cool hats? Like, I didn't, like... Yeah, he's just a guy with cool hats and loves musical theater. Like, that's normal.
You're like,
but, like,
that's
watching
me.
it back, I'm like, he's, like, obviously just so gay. But I feel like that also was like, oh, wait, I just, like, was unaware of gay people, which I had, like, a gay uncle, which it took me so long to figure out that he was gay. I was like, yeah, he's just living with his roommates.
Yeah.
Like, it's just cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, he just has a guy that he lives with.
You're
That's
like,
his
and
friend
I'll do
Chris.
that too one day.
Exactly.
Nothing
Just,
gay
like,
about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Did your parents, like, talk about him being gay? Like, was it spoken or was it unspoken?
Well, I remember I found out because I was with my brother and sister, and they said something about, like, I mean, I can just say it, Uriah being gay.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? No, he's just an adult man living with another adult man who comes to our Christmases. Like, this is, like, that's just a roommate. And then I was like, oh, shit, he's gay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That does make sense.
But then again, like, he was, like, the only gay person I knew for a long time. Like, people, and I feel like when I, like, growing up in Iowa, like, no one was, like, out in high school, which I feel like now people are, like,
probably more,
like, coming out at an earlier age, especially, like, in Iowa. But, like, it just, like, really wasn't a thing that was, like, talked about. And I'm sure, like, if I knew more gay people, I'd probably be like, oh, yeah, probably, like, boys, too. Like,
yeah. You
but
just,
it
like,
just
didn't
took
have,
me.
like, the... Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Iowa's, like, a forgotten state to me. Like,
No,
it feels
there's, like, really-
like it's fake.
Yeah.
That's a real place?
Yeah. Every single time I go back, I mean, with so much peace and love, but, like, just the fact that I'm like, people, like, live here, which is, like, insane to me, but, like, also, like, it's great. I mean, like, for what it is, it's fine. So
it's definitely, like, an all-American, like, I'd imagine growing up there. It feels very all-American. Are your brother and sister older or younger?
Yeah, they're both older.
Okay. And, like, much older, or?
My sister's 2 years, my brother's 4, so we're all, like,
cool.
2 years apart from each other.
That is giving, like, all-American.
Yeah, no, truly, like,
just,
they, like, scheduled our, like, pregnancies.
It's, like, perfect.
So,
Do they still live there?
My sister does. My brother lives in New York.
Oh, nice.
So,
you both
yeah.
separated.
Bi-coastal,
Yeah. That's me and my sister, too.
Yeah.
So,
but it's so
same thing.
fun having, like, a sibling live in New York.
Yeah.
Or, like, a cool place.
I thought you were going to say
like,
Iowa.
No, well, also Iowa, too. But no, it is so fun to, like, have a brother that lives in New York. So I'm like, oh, great. Yeah, I can just,
you can
like,
visit
go
and, like,
whenever.
I know, it is so nice.
Yeah.
I love that, too. So when you came out, did you come out?
Yeah, I, like, didn't even, like, want to come out because my sexuality has, like, never been, like, that pressing of an issue for me. I'm like, I will just, like, date who I date. I will end up with who I end up with. But then it was, like, when I started, like, posting on social media and, like, started gaining a following, and then, like, I would go live and, like, all the questions would be about my sexuality. I'm like, I don't, like, care enough to, like, address them. But then it was, like, getting to a point where I'm like, okay, it's, like, it's more of a thing if I don't address it, which I, like, didn't feel like. I was like, oh my God, I'm, like, holding in this secret. I was just like, why would I tell you guys? Like, I'm
not going to date
doesn't
y'all.
matter. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But at that point I'd already, like, came out to, like, everyone that I was friends with out
hanging
here.
out with.
And then I would just, like, on a random day was like, okay, I'm just going to, like, post.
You just post it? Did you tell your parents before? Or, like, you just post it?
I told my mom, who relayed the information to my dad.
Perfect.
Which my dad is, like, great and supportive, but I was like, I don't think I need to have, like, a one-on-one with him. Be like, hey, man, look. Like,
yeah.
But they both were, like, super supportive, but I actually didn't tell my sister.
What?
Before. And so that was kind of a thing for a second because she, like, didn't address it, which, like, I, like, posted it on social media, which I probably should have told her, like, looking back at it. But I also was like, it's not really, like, I was going to say it's not really my place. I, like, don't have, like, I don't owe anyone an explanation when I'm, like, coming out. And so then she, like, didn't address it for a while. I was like, hey. see my Instagram? And then there was this weird moment where I'm like, oh my God, are you like judging me? And then she like wasn't at all, but she was just like, I didn't know if you wanted me to be a part of the conversation yet or whatever.
I feel like that is like that's becoming more of a common phenomenon as people use social media as like the place to come out.
Yeah.
Because I feel like some people, I'm literally talking about Becca. But like some people's families, when they see it and you don't tell them personally, then they're like, did they purposely not tell me? Was that on purpose? And then it turns into this like unspoken thing that like as more time goes by, you're kind of like, are you homophobic?
Yeah.
And your sibling is like, do you not trust me with that information? And can like compound on itself, even though in reality, I feel like everyone's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I feel like brothers, especially like brother-sister relationships, and like they can be more, I don't know, complicated. But I don't know. It's crazy that it took you really moving to LA to be like, there it is.
Which then I worked at Barry's Boot Camp in West Hollywood, which is literally the gayest place on earth, like the gay capital of America, which was like horrifying because that's when I like realized I wasn't straight, but like hadn't like necessarily came out to people yet. And also it was like my coworkers too, so it's not like my friends that I would like talk about it to. Mm-hmm. And the men there were like terrifying, and I think that put me back in the closet for about like 9 more months because I was like, y'all are scared. Like the first day, it's like funny now, but like in the time I was like, this is horrible. I was wearing a crescent moon like necklace, and my coworker walks up and he's like, what's that C on your necklace stand for? Cock?
Oh my God.
I'm like, it's my grandma's crescent moon necklace. So
okay, it actually is like the gayest place ever.
Yeah.
West Hollywood in general, but Barry's is like that is also a gay male mecca. Like,
and it's like the most shredded gay men too. And so it's like, it's horrible. I wouldn't wish
that would be like the worst place to be coming to terms with your sexuality, being like, first of all, you guys are like hypersexual.
Yeah.
A lot of people who go to those classes, and then also intimidatingly like good looking.
Yeah, no, like gorgeous.
Yeah, which you are as well.
Thank you. That's very sweet. But yeah, so that was really good. Like right before I came out, just do a full year at Barry's Boot Camp, West Hollywood.
Just a quick confidence boost for
truly.
you. When did you start doing social media stuff?
I feel like I've been posting for maybe like 3.5 years, but then I started doing it full time like 2.5 years maybe.
Okay. That's a long time.
So, yeah.
You've been like blowing up. I feel like I was looking at your old video. Well, I was just looking you up today just to watch, but I've followed you for a long time too and known of you. But then I was like, oh my God, you have like mega viral videos from like 3 years ago that are so...
Which like my stuff has like definitely fallen off. Like I used to just like really do numbers, but now it's like...
You still really do numbers.
This is so bad to say because it's okay, no brands will hopefully hear this. I got 70 likes on a brand deal I did the other day.
How does it even happen?
I don't know.
That's like a TikTok problem.
Yeah, no, that's their fault. I mean, it was for online gambling, which like, granted, like I kind of regret.
You're like, what? I think it's like a touchy subject. Yeah. Anything that's like addictive, I feel like.
Well, I'm like, I don't need to be like promoting like online gambling. Like, guys, come on, sign up now and use my promo code. I'm like, okay, don't need to like sign off on that, but it happened. So and got so many likes. So
lesson learned.
Yeah, exactly.
Won't be doing that again.
Yeah.
I was watching you on a podcast today. I think it was Boys Lie, but you said you were working at Instacart for a while?
Oh my God. Yeah.
How was that?
Truly, like. Looking back at it, I'm like, I don't know how I wasn't more depressed. Like I was just like, like this is my life. But it was like the worst thing ever because it was like during COVID. I was living here. I had like virtually zero friends. So I'd just do Instacart all day and like listen to Armchair Expert, the Dax Shepard podcast, which I highly would recommend to anyone. But it was horrible. And like people in LA are horrible. And so like every single substitution, like I would get them like the same exact product and then like, I don't want it. Put it back. And so I'll be like at the checkout line and I'll have like 3 separate orders, which I'm like, why the fuck am I picking up 3 separate people's that I have to drop them off in 3 locations? It was horrible.
That is like so stressful. I feel like grocery shopping in general is stressful. I like grocery shopping, but I think some people hate it. Mostly like the lighting and stuff.
Yeah.
But then also during COVID, like no one wanted to go to the grocery store. And you're like, it's okay, guys, I got it.
Y'all stay safe. I'll be a frontline employee. No, it actually was like such a dark time in my life. But again, like randomly was not that depressed.
Yeah, you're like, this is
I
fine.
was just like, again, yeah, this is it. Like,
well, I feel like there's something so like magical about moving to LA. If you've dreamed of doing it. And if you're a kid from Iowa or like a kid like for me, like from Dallas, just being here at all at first, I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like going to the Abbey every day thinking that was the best part that the world ever created.
Yeah.
And I'd never even seen gay people. I knew I was gay when I moved to LA. So when I got here, it was like, oh my God. And I think as a lesbian also, I was like, oh my God, there's like so many like beautiful lesbians.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of you existed. Like I had one font of lesbian and it was my PE coach, you know, before I got here. And I was like, oh, there's so many people. But that's just crazy that what an overwhelming experience. Like all of that happening, berries, Instacart, your queerness, all intersecting in such a beautiful, awesome way.
I know. Again, like I don't know how it wasn't like more of like a traumatic, depressing moment.
No.
But it's like, it's funny to look back at. Like, it sucked, but like, I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you also like appreciate people who do any kind of delivery service now.
Truly.
So everyone should have to be an Instacart person for a day so that we can be like, thank you for your service.
I also like, I don't think I ever will use, I actually think I've done it like once, but I feel so bad now. Like I have like so much guilt about like having someone else grocery shop for me. Cause I'm like, first of all, I can get my big fat ass and go because I like literally am not doing anything. Second of all, I'm like, it's just like, it's not fun, man. No. I'm not going to put someone else through that.
No, that's so fair. Okay. Can we talk about dating?
Yeah, of course.
How's your dating life?
Horrible. Shannon. Horrible.
Is it actually horrible?
Yes.
Okay. One of my favorite TikToks that you ever made, and I wanted to reference it, is about dating apps and profiles on dating apps.
Okay.
I want to know if you still stand by all these things. This is like recent. You know the one I'm talking about,
is
right?
It the list?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your rules for dating app profile. Cannot post a picture with someone hotter than you.
Yeah.
Stand by that.
Well, like, I'm like, why would you?
No.
Like, genuinely, why would you? Because I've, like, countless times been like, oh, they're hot. And then, like, go to the next picture. I'm like, that's not. Okay. Like, who's your friend? Genuinely. Like, now I'm, like, stuck on your friend. Like, I can't move on. Like, I don't want you. Like, I'm sorry. Like, don't just present me with them and then, like, take it. It's, yeah. I think it's just like you're shooting yourself in the foot. You can do it, but I won't match with you.
I think that's a good point. I mean, especially the first picture.
Yeah, no, and it usually is the first picture. Yeah. Also, I'm like, I get people are like, oh, I have friends, but I'm like, they're hotter than you, so don't put them.
Not that one. Okay, one clear picture of your face.
Yeah,
has to happen.
Because I feel like a lot of people like try to do like the artsy route, which is like fun. Throw in an artsy picture or two, but like I need to have like a clear.
Yeah, at least
almost
one.
like mugshot style like picture of your face, so I can like
your
see.
driver's license.
Yeah,
in there.
exactly.
Yeah,
everyone should just have their driver's license uploaded
for at least one.
Yeah.
No, people, especially in LA, like I don't know. I guess especially Raya. When I've seen Raya, like people get too creative.
Yeah.
It's like you're taking too many liberties here. Like, just what do you look like?
Yeah.
And it's like a cool off. Like everyone's just trying to be like the coolest person, and like. But who are you?
It's like, but I can't see your face.
Like you're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And I mean like masks, like Burning Man masks. You know what I mean? Like that look
Burning
of
Man
people.
masks.
Like
take off your Burning Man mask and let me see your face.
Literally. Okay, 2 hobby pictures allowed.
Yeah. I feel like I've been running into this a lot where it's like I'm overwhelmed by like just like it's like back-to-back activities.
Okay.
And I'm like, this isn't like a fucking scrapbook. Like I don't I love it. I love that you're swimming with sharks. That's great. I love that you're on a hike. Like you're doing too much now.
Swimming with sharks is the first one.
I'm not kidding. Recently, I've been seeing so many people swimming with sharks, so much so that I'm like, I don't care anymore.
It's like
it's not
this
impressive.
Is not cool.
Yeah,
everyone
has. I haven't swum with sharks, but pretty much everyone else has at this point.
Oh my god. Okay, fair enough. I want to go through all of them. Okay. Don't genuinely answer the prompts.
Yeah.
You stand by that.
Yes.
I do feel like the prompts are a way to like show your humor and or just start a conversation. Like,
exactly.
It's like, here's the easiest leg up into how to DM me, basically, you know?
Well, if someone's just like, my simple pleasure is tennis.
Yeah.
What the hell am I supposed to do with that?
It seems like you hate a hobby.
I guess I can play tennis. I just hate hobbies. I think I just don't have any hobbies.
Can you guys just do less?
Let's just hang out. Just chill, dude. Seriously.
Oh my god. Okay, allowed 1 meme if you have 4 other good pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which again, like I don't love a meme. Mm-hmm. But like if it's like one that like really resonates with you, I guess.
But like
it can't. Again, we have to have like clear shot. Mm-hmm. The 2 hobby pictures if you need them.
Yep. If you need them.
Fun prompts,
Yeah.
and then you can have your meme.
Yeah.
If you eat your dinner, then you can you finish your food, then you can have a meme picture. So
I feel like the memes are so easily, you could like lose someone.
yeah,
That's what makes me scared
True.
when someone, I'm like, okay. And also it makes me think you're very confident about your sense of humor, maybe like too confident.
Yeah.
Because like memes are so not universally liked.
true.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, if the meme doesn't land, then it's like you completely blew it.
Yeah. You're done. You're done.
It's like the 4 other pictures do not matter at all.
Yeah. You've like literally shot yourself in
truly.
the foot.
Yeah.
Err on the side of not utilizing the audio response prompt.
Oh yeah.
Do you have an audio response?
No.
No.
I did for a while, and it was like so insane that like everyone like actually probably thought it was like
What was it?
I've like had so many ones where like I will take half of an edible and be like, this is hysterical. Mm-hmm. And then I will like kind of realize a day or two after I'm like losing matches for having this.
People are
I just feel
unmatching.
like, well, a lot of times like the audio message is like, what am I looking for? Someone who
Ew.
can make me laugh. And I'm
No.
like, first of all, back away from like the mic. I can hear you inside of me. Like, and I don't know. It's just always so breathy and weird
Yeah.
and like long-winded just to say like, yeah, I like to go out, but also I like to hang out. I'm like, okay, I don't.
But they are my favorite ones when I swipe for someone to listen to. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's the best content.
Yeah.
But like they're never because they're genuinely good.
No, of course.
They're always just bad.
Yeah.
I feel like the ones I've seen most are like when, not that I'm swiping, Becca, don't worry, but like when I swipe for people is like people earnestly having their friends be like, you should date our friend.
No, yeah,
That one I feel like happens a lot.
yeah.
Or like pronouncing their own name. Do you feel like you see that too? Like they're like, my name is Juan, pronounced Juan. It's
Yeah.
like,
I'm like, no, yeah, no
we
one
knew.
like, yeah.
We knew. But yeah.
No, those are tough, and I do see those a lot of times too.
Okay, what does it say? No offense, but I don't care about kids.
Yeah, probably. like I don't.
Just don't put a baby
I
in
just,
there.
I'm like gonna break this.
It's really creaky.
I feel like posting kids of any sort is just like inherently pick me because it's like, look, I'm good with kids, and I'm like swiping to like,
No, like take me to dinner first.
yeah, like
We
I don't need to like
know.
meet your nieces and nephews.
Also,
Like,
it's like confusing. Are they yours?
Yeah,
like
like,
it's
who
never
is-
not
whose kid is
confusing.
this?
Like I think I would like automatically assume it's your child.
yeah.
Even if it didn't look anything like you, and you're like sisters in the picture too,
Yeah.
I'd be like, it's yours.
Is this kid like coming with us on a date?
Yeah,
Like, who is
literally.
this?
Do you think that girls or boys are better at their dating profiles?
Girls probably.
Yeah. Do you swipe when you swipe? Do you have both on?
No, and I actually was thinking about this because I was I was like pre-thinking about the podcast, and I was thinking about this. I like am terrified of women
Fair, fair.
because like on especially on like a dating app, because I'm like I don't like care if I'm like mean to men, and I feel like I take Hinge super unseriously, and so I'm like, it's a fucking man. I don't care if I like hurt their feelings. I'm just kidding, but kind of not.
I know. I was like,
But I'm like, if I like don't respond to him for like 3 days, I'm like, he's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But if I were to like also swipe with women, I'd be like, I feel like I need to like, you
Take
know,
care of
be
you.
on. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I have
Like, I
seen
owe
how
you something.
horribly men treat women from all my friends. I'm like, I can't be that guy.
That's so fair.
But I can do that to men. I'm like, they're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Like you're fine. Just
Do you have on Riot? Are you on Riot?
God no.
No?
I've been on the wait list for 2 years.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. They don't want me. I DM them like 3 times a week.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't.
Really, but also you don't need to be on Riot. It's pointless. I feel like
Yeah.
no one meets on Riot.
Well, luckily
know
I've just
anyone?
been obsessed.
Obsessed with the same person. I'm like,
God, yeah.
whoops.
You don't need to be in a relationship when you're just obsessed with the same person for the last year and a half.
So you have a crush.
Yeah, God, yeah.
And you've had a crush.
Yeah.
Does that crush like flow in and like on and off, or has it been like
It's pretty consistent, which is scary because
Yeah.
I'm like, I actually think I'm like in love with this person. Obviously, we're not dating and we never will. Details doesn't matter, but like, But damn. But damn, do I love him.
Damn, do I love him. Do you feel like that's like hindering your experience? I'm like, actually, this is an intervention.
No,
this isn't a podcast episode. This is an intervention.
I did have like a coming to Jesus moment the other day where I'm like, oh, if I've been obsessed with the same man for the last year and a half, I probably kind of taken me out a little bit from like the dating world because I'm just like got a one-track mind.
You're a little distracted.
But also I'm like, it's like fun to be in love. Again, we're not in love with each other. It's fun to be in love with someone.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day I'll be able to date someone who I'm in love with, but until then, I'm having a fucking blast.
Yeah.
Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Do you feel at all like that might be a defense mechanism to not fall in love?
I honestly think, well, right now I'm like, I have had no success with dating, so I'm just saying I'm like working on myself.
You're perfect.
But like right now I actually don't think, I've gone to like 2 psychics randomly in like the past like 2 months, and both of them have been like, I don't think you should date anyone right now.
Really?
And focus on your career. So I'm like, I don't want to focus on my career. So now I'm going to try to focus on my career for a little bit. So big things coming.
Your
but I
career's popping up.
I also love my friends so much. And like, I have such good friends where I'm like, I get so much joy and fulfillment out of my friendships.
Yeah.
And if like nothing's happening organically, I'm not going to like super push it. Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think like so much of your 20s too is building up like a friend group, and you are lucky that you have such a good one. And like friends are truly actually your soulmates in the long run of your life. I was just listening to, what was it? Esther Perel was on a podcast, and do you know who that is? She's like a famous relationship therapist, but she's focused her whole career so far on romantic relationships. Like she's like a marriage counselor and stuff. But she was on this podcast and she's like, yeah, my newest obsession, like the new thing that I'm studying is friendships, because she's like, friendships are our first relationships that we choose. Like when you go to kindergarten, that no one tells you who you have to be friends with. And it's like the first indicator of the people that we like attract in our life. And she's like, I feel like I could learn so much more about people and their relationships romantically from looking at the friends that they pick. Yeah. And I was like, that is so interesting.
That's such a good point.
Like I never thought about it before, that you literally go to kindergarten and you're like, I like Bobby. Like for what? And there's like no, there's nothing to get out of it other than whatever. I also saw, this is completely random, but I also saw that someone did a study on who's popular. Did you see this by chance? Okay.
Who is popular?
I know. Okay. So there was some person went and did this whole study and went to all these high schools across America and tried to figure out what the common factor was between the popular kids. Like, were they good looking? Were they good at sports? Were they whatever? The thing that they had in common most is that they liked the most people. Like the most popular kids at every school, you would ask them like, who do you like? And they would name the most people. And that's the only thing that they had in common, school to school to school to school.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
What about like popular mean girls who don't like anyone?
I feel like, I don't know. I just think that's the only thing that was consistent. But it is funny because this is a very random segue. I have my ADHD is on one, but you are like becoming like an internet hater, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
Like your brand is becoming stronger and stronger into like
hating
what you don't like.
Yeah.
But you love people.
I love people.
The things you don't
genuinely.
like that people do.
Well, it's crazy because I have like noticed this trend of me just like shitting on everything, and I genuinely like do not care. I feel like I'm a very non-judgmental person. I literally do not care what anyone does. Mm-hmm. But I do think like having super strong opinions about dumb things is like hysterical.
It is so funny.
And so then I'm like, obviously, I'll just like
keep doing it.
But then it's like, damn, I am like kind of just like super negative sounding, but like I'm really not like that in real life.
Like, in real life, you're not like that at all. Like I feel like you're very laid back, go with the flow, like down to do anything. Like,
can you make sure you're saying that right to the camera here so they can all hear?
So he's not a hater at all. He's
very
a lover.
Sweet. Yeah.
You are though. It's so funny. But I do think it's just funny because you'll just do like the most hyper specific thing to be like, I hate this thing. And it's so funny because at the end of the day, it doesn't really hurt anyone's feelings if you don't want to hear about someone's Spotify Wrapped.
But people
it's universal because it goes so viral. It's like people are like, thank you. Yeah. Like you're becoming the voice of the people.
But of like the haters. I'm giving hate a voice. Yeah, I don't know, like, honestly, how I'm gonna
Well, you could do that
navigate
forever.
that. I know, but then also I'm like, am I just gonna be like mean? Like, are people just gonna think I'm mean? But again, it really is like a character.
Yeah.
But then it isn't like a character at the same time because it's just like a very heightened version of this part of my brain that's a hater. But then I just like don't want people to think I'm like a bad person.
But yeah,
So I need to like kind of
every once in a while sprinkle in a little joy. You're
yeah,
like,
exactly. Some
I'm
hope
a
core.
blast. I'm a good guy
Yeah.
too. Like, and I like these things.
Yeah.
No, it's obviously such a like bit, but it is funny too because I feel like I wonder how many people get so like rallied behind one of your things, like the Spotify rap thing, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Thank you for saying this," and then the next day something you say, they'll be like, "Okay, but I do that."
Yeah.
Like, you know
No,
what
it
I
is
mean?
funny because
It's
I'm
like polarizing.
someone will be like, yes, thank you so much. I'm so glad someone said that. And then like the next story I'll post, they're like, okay, you're actually just like a hater. Like we can't have any fun anymore.
Literally.
Which again, I like cannot stress enough. I do not care at all about any of the things that I've ranted on.
Yeah.
And also with the dating profile, obviously I don't care.
No,
but it's hilarious
the-
to
the-
take an extreme stance on something that is so
that
insignificant.
can't really hurt anyone's feelings. Like at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's genius. And also, I think your dating advice is right. The profile.
what did I say?
The profile.
Oh my God, I was like,
the
what the fuck did I
profile
say?
advice is
Yeah,
like
okay.
good. Like I feel like
Okay.
people needed that
It's
direction.
helpful.
And I feel like people need more direction than you think. Like
I will
just,
direct them.
You guys follow Brett,
Yeah.
and he will help you
With everything.
know what to do as you're in love for a year and a half.
I know.
What are we gonna do about that?
I don't know. He's perfect. Just kidding. But
I love a good delusional crush. But okay, in the meantime, are you getting okay? We can talk about this a little bit if
Yeah.
you're comfortable. But
we can talk about anything. I'm cool.
can we talk about sex?
Yeah. God, yeah.
He like jokes a little. He's like, I would love to.
Okay.
Does that complicate things if you're in love with someone? Are you someone who's like able to have like a physical relationship without feelings?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I feel like you're like really a lover though, deep down.
I am. But I feel like right now it's like the two things are not connected.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm okay with that. I also like going off of the friends thing. I feel like right now I'm like kind of recategorizing everything in my life and like what brings me joy, what like fills me up, which sounds so lame. Like what fills me up?
No, but it's real.
But again, like I'm getting so much, like my friends are so funny, so caring, so hilarious. And so I get so much, like I feel like my friends is like overfilled, the like column, and then like the dating lower.
Yeah.
But then like I still like have sex with other people who
Yeah.
I'm not in love with.
Fair.
And so then I like that is, you know,
Yeah.
it's like
You
they're
ha-
all like
there's
kind
like
of
things
over
are
the
being fulfilled,
Yeah.
even if it's not like the balance can be off. I think a lot of your life in general, our balance is not usually perfect. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like your romantic relationship might be super fulfilling, and I feel like for lots of people, when it is, everything else kind of starts to
Yeah.
get fucked up or like less, and then you have to like build it back up into, I don't know, till everything is balanced. Or like you can get way too into work, and then your friendships,
Yeah.
like same thing. Like everything is just a balancing act. Do you think that you would have a harder time like getting physical satisfaction if you were hooking up with women? Like would you feel the same way? Like how you feel like you can kind of, you don't care about guys as much on Hinge. Do you feel the same way like physically, like sleeping with women? Like you hold it more? I asked you this question in a
Okay.
crazy way.
No, I get what you're saying. I don't know. I feel like men, it's so hard to like connect with a man, as we all know. And I feel like I connect with women on just like a completely different level. And so I feel like, but again, like that's why I'm like terrified of women, because I'm like, I like feel like I have so many good friends who are girls, and I've heard all of their horror stories, and they're all like incredible women. And so I'm like, I feel, I don't know, like not like deserving of being, I don't know. They just are like so like perfect and beautiful, and like I put them on a pedestal, and I
Yeah.
feel like I'm not even like worthy of the pedestal. But I haven't hooked up with a girl in like 3 years, so I don't.
Fair.
It would, but I'm like always like falling in love with my girlfriends. She doesn't even listen.
Shoots he's looking at you, Becca.
He said I'm always falling in love with my girlfriends. not this. Becca, like, this is Becca's only.
Becca's favorite thing to talk. She's like, don't talk about
okay,
that.
so when
Yeah.
exactly?
When
Let's
she had you
retell it
on the
3
podcast again.
I know.
and
She's like,
I
tell
was
it one more time. I'm like, Becca.
I was like, Becca, you really should have rewatched the first time because you made him
Just
repeat
literally-
himself again.
She just likes to hear it out loud.
She's like, so you loved me when?
Okay, yeah.
For how long?
Brett, that was a long time. Like, oh my God, I don't even know the date.
Oh my God. If you guys don't know, the lore is that Brett had a crush on Becca, but then Becca found out recently-ish and then has milked it for all
Yeah,
it's
she
worth.
will not
She's
like let me like ever
"Tell
live this
me
down.
more about
It's
the
her favorite
crush."
story to hear.
Literally. I feel like it's easy to fall in love with friends like that too, though.
Yeah.
Which I feel like you're doing with even the other person you have a crush on.
Yeah.
Right? It's like also a friendship.
Which that's another thing too, where I'm like, unfortunately, we're not having sex. Would love to.
You're like, I'm down.
But also, like, we have like such a strong connection,
Mm-hmm.
and that is like so fulfilling. And I like that feels like a relationship of like nothing is like normal in my life at this point, but like I feel like I'm being fulfilled in different ways.
Yeah.
And I still feel fulfilled. It's just not like all from one person.
Yeah.
Which I think is also
Which
something
is-
I thought
it's, like,
about
healthy.
recently too, with like, it's a lot to expect a partner to be like, you're like all of these things. And so that's why I'm like so grateful that I have like, it
It's
kind
so
of puts
true.
less pressure on one person to be everything for me.
Yeah, it's so true. And also like just even from like an evolution standpoint, the pressure that we put on a romantic partner is so like it's not normal. Like and
Yeah.
we're not ready for it. Like
Yeah.
it was only a few hundred years ago that people were having to like hunt to survive.
Yeah.
So our brains are like, okay, I want you to be funny. I want you to be sweet. I want you to be my best friend. I want you
Yeah.
to be my confidant. I want you to be like every single thing. And then we have our phone like ready to replace someone at any time.
Yeah.
So it's like our brains are like not caught up.
Yeah,
But
truly.
in reality, and also even like, I don't know. I feel like we have different queer circles of friends kind of, but like, I feel like in some circles, like non-monogamy is becoming such a big thing. Do you hear about that much?
Not a ton.
Like, I feel like polyamory and like non-monogamy is like a big topic, especially like New York queer people are like very like open and like doing all
Yeah.
these things. I think it comes back to the same idea of like one person not being able to fulfill all those things. But I do think you're on such a great track of like letting your friends and your work and everything else be what fills those cups rather than
Yeah.
all of that being romantic.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone will just be sad all the time, like not fulfilled ever.
Yeah.
If that's what you were going for.
Yeah, true. And I just like want to hang out with my friends are, I cannot reiterate it, just like so fun. And I'm like, if I did get in a relationship, it would
You'd have to
inevitably
sacrifice. Yeah.
take away from my friendships, which like obviously it will still be fine. But like for now, I'm like, okay, I can just play and
Yeah. Well,
God willing, work on my career.
also, a lot of your friends are single.
Yeah.
So I think that
which
that
is also helpful.
It helps. Yeah.
No,
Because
truly
you
it
guys
does.
are all like very ready to hang out,
Yeah.
which is nice. I feel like the older you get, then people start getting into relationships and then it becomes more and more like, how
I'm
do
the
I
only
get you
single
to
person
be,
here. Yay.
were you guys going to hang out? Like,
Yeah.
don't even get me started. When people start having kids and stuff, do you want to have kids?
I feel like I would have kids, but I could go either way. I would
Mm-hmm.
be happy either way.
I feel like you'd be such a good dad.
Thank you.
Like you would be such a fun dad. I feel like.
See, that would be like, I would love to have kids, but then like for that reason. But then I'm like, I feel like if I don't, then I would just probably live like a very like exciting life.
Yeah,
I would
you
just
could be like, do whatever you
take
want.
advantage of the freedom.
Totally.
But I guess like it just depends on who I marry and if they want to have kids.
Yeah.
But again, like if I feel like I'm like in love with someone and they're like, I want kids, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You've got time to worry about it.
Yeah.
I feel like we are similar. This is a funny thing, but I feel like we are similar. Like both of us are very active servicey with like love languages, I feel. Because it was funny. as I started dating Becca, realizing that I felt like I was like taking over your job. Like
My life has been significantly easier since y'all started dating.
I literally, like, as time went on, I was like, who would usually do this thing for you? And I'm like, oh my God. It's like you fired Brett and like, hired me. And now you get to just be like,
now I'm taking some time off. I'm using my PTO right now.
Until we do something that's like heavy lifting. And she's like, it's okay, Brett, I'll do it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. No, honestly, like, I hate doing stuff for myself. Like, I could move someone else entirely. And like, then I'm like, okay, I have to like lift up this. I have to get this rug out of my room. That will take me like 3 months.
Literally.
But someone's like, can you pack up my entire apartment? I'm like, yeah.
Literally.
But I think it's just like, it's easier to do it for someone else.
Yeah, because you can see the problem and you're like, that'll take like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I also feel fulfilled by doing it. I'm like, oh, like you like me, right?
Yeah.
Like that was nice.
Like,
that was good.
I did something good.
Yeah.
No, I had a Wi-Fi extender at my house that I hadn't set up, and Brooke had the exact same one. I set hers up completely. I waited like 3 weeks to set mine up, and I was like, I know how to do it now. Like I figured out in real time. And I just have to redo that. I'm like, no, stupid.
I know. I recently in therapy was like talking about that, like, and helping people, and not just like my romantic relationship, but like that is what it's a love language of mine. And she was like, well, what would you want help with? Like, if you were to ask someone to help you, like, what would you ask them to help you with? And I was like, what? Like, I literally was like, I have no idea.
Wait, what is your love language for receiving then?
That's a good question. I think I like physical touch. I like words of affirmation. And those are probably the two biggest. Like quality time. I feel like in a relationship with a girl, you just do get so much time.
Yeah.
Because you can do so many things that like you maybe don't do in a more like hetero relationship. What are the other ones? Also, this, you know, like these are problematic. Like some like guy who doesn't believe that gay people should be together, like made up the love languages.
And we're like, okay, so quality time.
I'm like, gay people are keeping this afloat.
No, truly.
We are
gay
the
people
ones
are the
who
only
care
ones
most.
talking about love languages.
Yeah, and the guy's like, and you guys shouldn't be in love.
Yeah, it's like you guys should not be out like together. And we're like,
love
okay,
is not
so
for you.
my top 5 in order.
Yeah, literally. Wait, okay, what are yours to receive?
I think quality time and physical touch. Mm-hmm. I think like getting compliments. I love like receiving compliments. I'm like I don't know how to like take a compliment.
Yeah, I don't.
And also same with like a gift. I just like I crumble. I'm like I don't know why you got me something.
I feel like I do a good enough job like with the receiving. I'm like I don't know how to explain to you how much I love this thing.
Yeah.
With it sounding genuine. Like if I do too much, I feel like I sound like I'm faking it. And I also like am not someone who can cry on demand or anything.
You gotta figure that out.
I know. I feel like I just look like I'm like,
you're like, oh,
thank you so much. But do you think you like acts of service? Like if someone were to do that for you, like, or would it be more like,
I don't know. Like I just like, I'm always offering like to drive places.
Mm-hmm.
And when someone else offers, I'm like, no, I'll drive.
yeah. I know.
So I'm trying to think of like a time where I like it when I don't like it when other people help me. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't really either.
Because then I just feel guilty.
Or it doesn't make me feel loved like as much as I want to do it for someone else. You know. So it's like finding the right balance of that. But it is funny. I do feel like Becca Moore will continue to attract people who have acts of service as like their love language, because
let's get someone else in the rotation.
I know
too.
we can and remember we were talking about balance, so if we could find someone else who can do some of these things.
We can like switch off weekends.
Brett does the heavy stuff.
Yeah, okay, great. You can do more day to day. I'll do like big projects. We can get something going here for sure.
We'll figure it out. Is there anything you want to talk about? Just a lot of pressure.
What I got to promote. No, I'm just kidding.
Is there anything you're working on? Well, what you were saying before, but are you too early days to want to talk about that?
No, I mean, I'm like trying to get into acting like more. I used to like act more, but it was like lame commercial stuff, but I like actually like am hopefully getting into acting now.
Cool. You should.
And so
I mean, you are acting you're acting like you hate things every day.
Exactly, y'all. I'm constantly in character. I'm a method actor. But I have like a new manager, and
cool.
God willing, you guys see me in something soon, but nothing like big coming up.
And you're getting into writing a little bit.
And I'm getting into writing too.
I feel like that's such a smart thing if you have a platform like you do and you want to act and you're funny like you are, because then you can just write the part for yourself.
Yeah.
Like obviously Courtney did that, average fashion blogger, if you guys don't know, but like you could easily do that too.
Yeah.
And just like build a world that's like bigger than just, because I feel like, I mean, you're literally practicing every day. Like every time you're doing those skits and stuff, even with like just like Lena, or I was watching your old ones and they're all like Becca. And
oh my God. Becca's so good in them too.
She's a good actor. Like I really think she should act too.
Yeah.
Okay, so Becca has to get ready because Brett's writing something. Becca's got a part. Becca's easy to write a part for, I would say, too. Like that part writes itself.
Yeah, truly.
All I heard is her messing something up for you in the thing.
Yeah, she gets me canceled actually.
I'm like, sure, that could happen.
Yeah, exactly. By posting a video that I didn't know she posted. So I'm like,
has this happened before? Okay, so anyway, acting, writing, more.
Question for Brett.
Becca has a question for Brett.
Brett, what are you gonna do if TikTok gets taken down? Because I don't know what to do either.
asking for a friend.
She's like, help me.
I don't know. Like post more on Instagram, I guess.
Becca said she feels like TikTok is already being more flaky with like views and stuff.
Yeah, well, as you guys know, I got the 70 likes. I was one of 70, so 69 plus mine likes on my most recent brand deal. If you guys are watching this, please go support, because I'm afraid I'm gonna get in trouble. But no, TikTok has been like horrible.
Yeah.
Like I like Instagram so much better, and I also I post like a shit post on my story, which is like something I need to work through. But it's like so much more fun. Like I'm not gonna post on a TikTok story.
No, your stories are so funny too.
Thank you.
I'm like, there was a moment where it was like every day you're in your car saying something. I was like, what's he got today?
I literally had to.
What's next? What are we doing today? But you started mixing it up because now you're not always in your car.
Yeah. Well, I went through a phase where I was like posting so much on my story, and like I think people like the parasocial relationship got like kind of scary for a second, where I was like, I think I need to like people need to know less about me, and like, which is like like I love that like I have like inside jokes with my followers, like I genuinely love that, but it like got to a point where I'm like, oh my God, these people like
believe that they are like know everything about me. Yeah, it does get weird. It also gets weird from your perspective with them, where you're kind of like, wait, I'm kind of participating more in my relationship with these people than I am in my real life. And then you start to like find a balance.
Well, then like I also like I don't want to be someone that everyone knows everything about, and I kind of thought about that more, and I'm like, well, I don't really post my friends that much.
Yeah, I feel like
on my social media,
I wouldn't know that much about what's going on in your life.
Which that's how I want it.
Yeah.
Because I also think I just like I post so much about everything else that I'm like I want to keep like some things private.
Yeah, fair.
And also like I like again have like great guys. Seriously, I have friends that just don't post them. Okay, I promise. But I'm like I just like don't want. I don't know. It just gets like sticky. I feel like when you post like your friends all the time, and like I don't want people to like know who my family. I don't know. Just like keep that separate.
Yeah.
And also which I admitted multiple times that I'm not dating anyone, but like if I was to date someone, I wouldn't probably post. Them.
Well, we'll see when it happens.
But also I could like post them.
You just don't know.
Yeah. So
it's hard to say until it's happening to you.
Yeah.
But okay, I feel like no one knows what to do if TikTok ends.
Yeah. Sorry, Becca, you're shit out of luck, dude.
But Instagram is a great alternative.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys can follow Brett on all of his socials. They'll be in the description below. He is not a hater. He is a sweetie. He's a lover. He's a lover. Where is it?
Maybe it's on this one.
It's on this
lover.
one. He's a lover.
And that's not a Taylor Swift tattoo, so don't even say that, please. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
This episode was sponsored by Shopify. I have used Shopify since the very beginning of my time online. Since the very first thing I've ever sold, I've been using Shopify the whole time. All of my Friend of Dorothy stuff, all of my Exes and O stuff, all of my stuff from way, 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 way too long ago to even name drop. I've sold it through Shopify. If you have a business you're looking to start in the new year, or you already have a business and you're looking for a platform to sell your product, look no further than Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that I use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/exes, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/exes to upgrade your selling today. And one more time, that's shopify.com/exes.